Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Today I'm checking out the Enfield No.4 Mark 1 Star 303 rifle. So guys, this is going to be the first Milsurp review that I've done. So if you do like it, by all means give it the thumbs up and comment below. So let's go ahead and start off by clearing it, and we'll give you a run by of the rifle. So this old girl here was made in Long Branch, Canada in 1950. So fairly old rifle. Like most of these rifles, they really become classics. But what gets me with them is, after all these years, most of them, still shoot very straight, perform very well. They've really stood up to the test of time. Now this one here weighs 9.2 pounds or 4.2 kilo. Okay, so like most of those rifles from that era, they were built pretty rugged, and they certainly were heavy. Now the barrel on it is 25.2 inches or 63 centimeters. Now with the No.4, you can really tell if it's a No.4 because it's just got that extra 2 inches basically of barrel coming out of the end. It's not like, as I personally know, when someone says a 303 full wood, I think of the original ones where the full wood goes all the way to the muzzle. So got the open sights on top. We've got a peep sight at the back here, so it is actually ranged right out to 1300 yards here. So yeah, you can certainly stretch out with these. I mean, I've heard some crazy talk of different shots in the war, like different stories about amazing shots that were taken by military personnel with 303s. Just amazing. And they certainly were made to shoot out to that long range. I don't know how effective they would be compared to a lot of the modern calibers, but they still did it back in that time. Now the action here is a cock on close bolt, so yeah, look, it is what it is there. Safety on it, really simple. Pull all the way back there, locks the action, and you can't fire. Push all the way forward, and then naturally you can fire. So the trigger pull on this one, 5 pound trigger pull. Okay, so you wouldn't expect like a 2 pound target trigger, that's for sure. Magazine release is just here. So we've got a detachable 10 round magazine. So you can either load straight into the mag or just load through the top of the action there. So looking at the rear stock here, obviously we've got the other sling attachment there, and we've got a steel butt plate there. So I was told it wasn't too long before they actually went away from the brass butt plate and to the steel there with this model. Now overall, guys, this has been in service for some time. Like the Canadian Rangers only recently got rid of their 303s and have gone over to a Tikka T3 Arctic in 308, I believe. So geez, they've stood the test of time. They've been used by numerous different military organisations around the world, and the calibre here in Australia, I mean, 303s have taken numerous game, and they were the most common calibre some years ago. So yeah, there's a lot of history there. That's where I'm going with this. And there's a lot of people out there that have far more knowledge about 303s than I do. I remember when I was younger, shooting a 303 for the first time. It was one of the earlier models with the brass butt, and I was just a kid, like most people of my era, shooting that at the range, and that night you're nursing a sore shoulder, that's for sure. So anyhow, guys, look, price-wise on these, you can get them for a couple of $100s, and you can pay right up to a couple of thousand, depending on the model and the condition and so forth. So let's get out on the farm now. Let's put a few rounds through it and just see how it performs. All right, guys, so I've got the 180 grain soft points from Federal, so we'll just see how they go in the old 303. So what I'll do just to start with, because I don't know where this is shooting exactly, so I'm going to shoot at the gong down there at 100, and we'll just be able to gauge where I am from that. So let's just put a couple of rounds in it and see how we go. Okay, just a little high, slightly to the right. Geez, that's not bad. We'll show you a photo there of the gong now, guys, so you can see it. That's not too bad for open sights. It's probably just a tad high, and we're going to the right just a little bit, but you know, geez, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, guys, so let's have a go at the paper now. So we'll just use the Federal 180 grain ammo, and I'll put 5 shots down range. We'll just aim dead center of target and just see how we go. All right, so we're still going high and to the right a bit, but you know, the general area, 1, 2, 3, 4, really nice there, and a 5th one, which would obviously be my arrow is shooting. But you know, that's MOA of pig, isn't it, at 100? So you know, fantastic rifle, you know, for going out, getting a few pigs and whatever else. So loading the mag is pretty easy on the old 303. You can just push down from the top there and load, or you can just take the magazine out and just load manually like so. There's also the stripper clips too, guys, so you know, you can feed them down the back and just slide in 10 rounds fairly quickly, which makes that really attractive for people out, you know, like doing pig shooting and just other hunting where you just need to get those backup rounds in the action and ready to go fairly quickly. Okay, so I've put a watermelon down range here. I just want to see how we go, and we'll also capture this in slow-mo to see the impact on that melon with the 180 grain 303 round. Alright guys, I don't know what more I can show you with this whole 303, but I'll wrap up my final thoughts. You know, for a great knockabout rifle, how can you really go wrong? You know, something so old yet functions fine, shoots straight. Look, 10 round magazine, you know, these rifles have been used here in Australia to take very large crocodiles, buffalo, camel, you know, numerous pigs, and virtually everything that's legal to shoot at here in Australia. These things have, you know, had a go and performed brilliantly. There's just something about them, you know. You can find them for a couple $100, you know, depending on the condition, obviously, and then pay right up to a couple $1,000s here in Australia. So, you know, go and have a look at one. You know, a lot of us overlook the older stuff and just look at all the newer stuff, but some of these old classics really will be like that for time, you know, to come, many years to come. So, yeah, overall, guys, you can't fault them. They've just been time tested and been through numerous conflicts and issued to numerous armed forces, and for good reason. You know, they simply work. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the Milsurp review. So till next time, we'll catch you then.